Welcome to Burping It Out podcast with Anna Regina. I'm Anna Regina, and this is Burping It Out, where we don't say what we think, we burp it out. Today we're going to talk about perception of time, because it's something that I've been thinking about for quite a while, and it's just, I needed to talk about this. You know what? I don't leave my house often. Nothing really happens. We've been in this sort of like quarantine. I mean, it's technically like not really quarantine anymore where I live. I live in Spain, by the way, in case you didn't know that. But I still don't leave my house often. I have things that I do at home and everything, and I'm entertained and everything. But like, other than like what I'm doing, nothing really happens. I can be doing an activity, but it's not something that happens. I can be reading a book, and what's happening in the book is not something that's happening in my life, if that makes sense. So if you asked me about my day, I'd be like,
well, I worked out, and then I watched some YouTube, and then I read 50 pages of my book, and then I ate, and then I
like it's all really boring. Like, it's weird. And I wanted to talk about this because, the start of this whole thing, everything, this pandemic. I don't want to say the word coronavirus because I feel like it's really taboo right now. Nobody really talks about it anymore. Everybody was like, coronavirus. But, I feel like nobody really mentions that word anymore, and I don't really know why. I mean, it's the same thing. It's still there. I feel like nobody really wants to mention the word, so, like, I don't know if I should mention it. I don't know. I just mentioned it. I'm sorry. Whoops. I'll be more careful next time, I guess. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. I don't know. This whole thing started in March. For me, it started in March. They sent us home. Stay there. Don't get out of the house. That happened in March. And a lot of things happened, but, like, nothing happened at the same time. My day was usually, okay, get up, have some breakfast, do, like, schoolwork, whatever. And then in the afternoon, you can do whatever you want. And I would do things, I would work out, I would listen to podcasts, whatever. And then I go to sleep, and then we start again. And then in April, things started to change a little bit because I started this podcast. So, like, I had this, new, like, schedule, or, like, this new thing that I did, which was really cool. I'm so excited about this. Actually, that, now that I say it, that means that this podcast is 3 months old. Actually, I forgot to mention it on last week's episode because I posted on July the 8th. And actually, my first episode was published on April the 8th. So that was the 3-month anniversary, but I had not realized it when I recorded, which is really stupid of me because I usually remember the dates and stuff. Like, I'm usually, it's really cool how my podcast anniversary is on April the 8th. Like, I started, obviously, like, that was when I first published, but, like, obviously I was working on it, like, days before that. But it's really cool because my first episode was published on April the 8th, and I also created my blog and published my first blog post on December the 8th, 2013. So it's really cool, It's, I don't know, 8 is a cool number. Not that I planned it or anything, it just turned out to be like that. So what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, in April, not only that happened, but also we started doing online classes, like via Microsoft Teams and stuff, which was, it was an experience, It was really awkward, really boring, obviously, really just awful all the way around, because teachers would ask you questions and, like, nobody answers. And, like, teachers can't really, like, yell at you because it's a video chat. If you don't want to listen to the teacher yelling at you, you just get out of the chat and stuff. So it's this weird thing, like, you can't really, it's just so weird. I just hope that this shit ends really soon because the way that things are working right now, it just sucks. It absolutely sucks. Like, technology is capable of doing so many cool things, but at the same time, there's just a lot of things that it hasn't really figured out yet. I mean, at some point, the video chats will probably be less awkward. Maybe we're going to have holograms or something, and it's going to feel like everybody is in the room, but they're not, and so it's not going to feel that awkward, but we have a long way to go. Maybe. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, and like nothing really happened, you know. I mean, we started doing like classes like video chat and stuff, and we did sometimes like exams and stuff, and things would happen, and like, but like at the same time, nothing happened. Like your day was exactly the same over and over every day because you can't get out of the house. Nothing ever happens. Like no one got in a fight in school. No one. I mean, I'm not saying that like if people like fight or something, then there's fun or like enjoyment to life. I'm not saying that, but like things would happen, you know?
This person told me this, and then this person told me that, and then these two began to date, and like on their first date they did this and they did that, and I actually hung out with my friends and I did this the other day.
Or like,
I don't know, there's this really cool party happening, or like we did a trip in school and we did this and we did that, or like there was this day where we went to the museum, or like someone came to school and they were from, I don't know, they were from whatever university, and they gave us a talk, and like,
you know, things would happen, whether they're boring, whether they're good things, whether they're bad things, like things would happen. And nothing happened ever in quarantine. That's what I mean. I'm probably taking too long to explain this. I'm watching the line right now of like me talking, and it's been 7 minutes right now, and I feel like I've said nothing. I feel like literally, you know, I don't know if you listened to that podcast episode, but there was this podcast episode where I talked about video chats more in depth. I talked about this one time where I sang in front of everyone, and everyone could hear me. I mean, there was like 15 people at the time, probably, out of like 45 in the chat. I'm not gonna explain the whole story again, but like that was a really cool thing. I laughed my ass off that day. It was so funny. I had not laughed in months like that. And it was really cool. Like, for instance, that was something that happened, you know, even though like we were all at home and stuff, that was an anecdote. That was something that you can actually tell people like, hey, this happened, right? But other than that, nothing really would happen. And it's just, I feel like this is kind of how people in jail feel like. It's like you're in a room or in a building, whatever. You do things, you eat, you talk to your, I don't know, the other people with you in jail or something. Like things happen and you interact with people, but like at the same time nothing is happening. And so it's this weird thing where like, okay, it's April now, it's May now, it's June now, okay, whatever, like I'm not really leaving this place, so like who cares? Like it's like time is going by, but like nothing's happening, you know? And my brain is still in March. Literally, my brain is still in March. I still, like in the back of my head, I still feel like we're gonna go to school again one day. We're gonna go on with, you know, that economics, that math test that we had to do the week that the quarantine began. I still kind of feel like we have to do those tests. And we just graduated high school. We just did the SAT. We're getting our certificate soon. We're gonna be able to go to college. Literally, I'm going to college in 2 months. Literally, and I still feel like it's March. I don't know. Nothing has happened. Like, I mean, a lot of things have happened, but like at the same time, because it's like you're in the same room, like all the memories that you create are in the same space, and so it kind of feels like time doesn't go by. It's just it's eternally the same moment, but like time is going by and you're aging. And I'm 2 months away. No, July, August, September. I'm 2 months away from turning 18. Less than 2 months away from turning 18, and I just like, how did that happen? I don't know. That's a topic for another day. But I mean, it's so weird. When it was April, I was like, okay, it's April now. And when it was May, I was like, what the fuck? It's May? Like, it's almost June. It's literally almost summer. Like, literally, we were in March. So, like, literally, we were wearing really thick coats because it was really cold outside. And now it's July. I've barely left my house. I probably haven't even left it, like, 10 times. Since March. No, probably more than 10 times. Maybe like 15, 20 times, but like most of those times were lately. Literally, in March, I didn't go out since quarantine began, since like the middle of March, I didn't go out, just once. In April, I just went out once. In May, let's say at most like 3 times. In June, twice. And then once for the SAT. And now in July, almost every day, every like 2-3 days, something. I don't know. So basically, I haven't gone out a lot, and right now it's really cold. Like the weather, cold, hot. It's hot. So the weather's hot. You know, you wear shorts. You sweat often because it's really hot. You wear short sleeved t-shirts, right? And I mean, like, how did that happen? How did we go from winter to summer without leaving the house ever? Like, it's, I don't know how to explain this. You probably think I'm stupid because I've taken, right now it's been 12 minutes since I started the recording. I feel like I feel like it's really stupid, but I'm just blown away. My brain is still in March. My brain still lives in March. I still have this feeling. You know, when I started middle school, 7th grade, I had the feeling that we were going to go back to primary school at some point. I was like, this must be temporary. We're going back to primary school. I was so used to elementary that when we got in high school, I mean, I liked it, but I had the feeling that that was not going to be my next 4 years, you know? Because in Spain, it's the end of elementary in 6th grade, and then 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade are middle school, let's say, and then 11th and 12th grade is high school or something. So there's that. And I had the feeling that we were going to go back. Like, I wasn't used to whatever. And so it's kind of weird that, like, one day we just stopped going to school, and suddenly, okay, boom, the school year ended. And then, boom, we graduated high school. And then, boom, the SAT. And now it's summer. It's summer. What the fuck? It's kind of sad because, like, it kind of feels like, oh, I've had a really long break. Like, since March until September, I pretty much haven't gone to school. Or I'm not going to be going to school. I'm not going to have been, and I'm not going to be going to school until, I'm not going to have gone to school from March until September. I hope I said that right. I suck at talking. Like, from March to September, that is 6 months. That is 6 freaking months. And it doesn't feel like a break because literally out of those 6 months, the only break that I had was this July and August. That's it. Literally, that's it, because like the rest of the time we had to study, we had to do some schoolwork, we had to prepare for the SAT, we had to worry about this, we had to worry about that, blah, blah, blah. It's still, I mean, it's obviously not as stressful as like going to school because you don't have to like, you know, go to bed at this time because like you're getting up at this time and then you're going to this place and you're going to that place and like everything is happening and like you have to like meet deadlines and like adjust like to schedules and stuff, so it's not that stressful and you're not really doing tests because like the ones that you're doing because they're online because you're not there in person, it's not really, I mean, you're kind of allowed to like not study that much and it's okay, you know, like you're allowed to copy, but like obviously they increase like the difficulty in other ways, like, hey, you have to, okay, explain a little bit further, like explain this with a little bit more depth, whatever. So I mean, it has its own difficulty because like adjusting to like doing things like in person to doing things online is a little bit weird. But I don't know. What I mean is that it wasn't a holiday. It never felt like a holiday. I mean, I could do a lot of things that I wanted, and I procrastinated a lot, and I've done a lot of things. You know, I did this podcast. I'm so glad I had time to do this podcast because it's been really fun. And other things that I really wanted to do, you know, like working out every day. I'm so glad I got to do that every day, basically. Sorry if there was like a sudden stop. My dad just came in because I'm recording this in my living room, and he had to come to get a book. So there's that. What was I talking about? Fuck, I lost it. I really lost it. Why am I talking so low right now? Why is this happening? What was I saying? Okay, long story short, nothing happened, and yet, like, time still went by. Seasons, the Earth kept orbiting the sun just how it's done it for most of its existence, you know, or all of its existence, I'm not sure. So yeah, like, you know what I mean? This is all really weird. I have an outline. I didn't really follow it. I just read it, like, before recording this, but I haven't really followed it. I feel like I don't know, I feel like I'm just ranting, stupidly. Also, I wanted to highlight that I'm not even joking when I say this. I have not worn a pair of jeans since March. It's July. and I haven't worn a pair of jeans since March. I don't know if they fit me. I mean, I'm pretty sure they do because like I've been eating pretty much like the same, but considering I've been working out, maybe I've lost a little bit of weight, you know? So I don't think that the fitting is going to be the problem. I feel like I'm going to be fine. I'm not going to have to buy new pants. But I don't know, it's just funny. I haven't worn a pair of jeans since then. I mean, I could have gone to the SAT wearing pants, like jeans. I could have, like, the times where I go out, I could do it in jeans, but I mean, sweatpants are just so comfortable, and I'm used to them. I mean, I've been wearing pajamas for the past 4 months. Really, I don't know what are pants, what is a shirt, what is a jersey, what is, I don't know, what are boots, what is all of that, what is that, you know? So there's that. I feel like I'm gonna stop this right here because I feel like rambling more would just be really useless. I feel like I've touched every topic that I wanted to cover in my outline. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope that you relate. I feel like you should relate to this because we've all been through this, and you know, I feel like I think it's relatable. I don't know. I don't know. I for this podcast, like, what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about things that were happening to me and things that, you know, like things that I was thinking about, like things that I get to talk about with other people, but like, and because nothing really happens, it's just hard to come up with ideas that kind of fit that category. So there's that. I hope you enjoyed. I'm not going to go on anymore. I'm just going to burp very quickly, and I'm not going to waste more of your time. Really? Hold on. I feel like a good one's coming. And it's not coming out. I swear to God, I swallowed air. Not on purpose, but I did. Now that's a good one. Well, whatever. You know what? This happens usually. The minute I stop recording and like start saving the recording and everything in Audacity, I burp like really loud, a beautiful burp, and I'm like, dude, I stopped recording literally 30 seconds ago. Why do you do this to me? Anyway, I hope you're having a nice day. I hope you're having a nice week. I hope a lot of cool things are happening in your life. And that's it. Thank you so much for listening. Bye. And that was the end of the episode. Hope you liked it. This podcast is also on Twitter and Instagram at Burping It Out Pod, at BURPINGITOUTPOD. You can also find me on social media at It's Anna Regina, at ITSANAREGINA. I hope you have a great day or night, and I will see you next time.